Alright, so I've been freelancing on Fiverr for the last 3 years, and what started out as a side hustle, trying something completely new that I've never done before, has now turned into my main job, earning me comfortably over 10k a month. For example, the time right now is 18 minutes past 9 on a Tuesday, and on Sunday I got 2 orders which totaled $840. And yesterday I had another 3 orders for $760. So within less than 48 hours, I've already made $1,600, which is not a bad start for the beginning of the week. But I do just want to make clear that hitting those kinds of figures didn't just happen overnight. However, it is possible within the space of 1 month to get to that level. And if you go watch my video on the 30-day Fiverr results, you'll see exactly what I mean. As we recently started my girlfriend on Fiverr and she was able to clear just over $2,000 in her first 30 days, which is more than what I did when I first started. And if you're interested, we're actually going to be making a 60-day update video with her soon, discussing how much she's made, what she finds difficult, and pretty much how Fiverr is going for her. So be sure to subscribe for that. However, today, I want to discuss some of the biggest mistakes that I've ever made on Fiverr, including how I lost $1,800 in one order to a client that, well, scammed me, in the hope that my experience and somewhat stupidity will help you guys avoid these major mistakes. So let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about are big orders, and these will generally be $600, $800, or even $1,000 plus, depending on the service you provide. A big order will always mean something a bit different to everyone. For example, I provide video creation, and for me, a big order would probably be in the region of $800 plus. Now, the issue with these big orders is that it could involve just one project or it could involve multiple, meaning you could create one custom order for $1,000 and there could be 5 different projects that the client wants done within that one order. And this is where it becomes a bit troublesome, because the last thing that you want to do is spend hours of your time completing 5 different projects, only to deliver them to the client and for them to either give you a never-ending list of revisions or to turn around and say that they're not happy with them and now they want to cancel the order. So, how can you overcome this? Because a similar situation happened to me when I was first starting out. A client contacted me and wanted a video created, or more specifically, it was a video sales letter, which they'd already stolen from another website, and now they just wanted to recreate it and make it their own by rewording the script a little, rebranding it, and having me present the video. And this was around a 30-minute video, so I had to rewrite the entire script, recreate a new PowerPoint presentation for them with their branding, record and fully edit the video. So it was a relatively big job. I sent them a custom order for $1,800 and they didn't even negotiate, which looking back now should have been the first red flag. Also, in the order requirements, all they put was their logo, branding colors and the video that they wanted to copy. And I don't know about you, but if I was spending $1,800 on one video, I would be very detailed and very specific with my requirements. Well, anyway, about 2 weeks later, I delivered the video, only for the client to put it into revision, wanted to make a couple of simple changes to the graphics, which was no problem. After I did that, I re-delivered, and within the same day, the client put it back into revision, stating that he didn't like it and it's not what he's looking for. That was it. So I of course asked him how we can improve it, only to get no response. So I re-delivered and he put it back in revision again with a comment saying, "I told you it's not what I'm looking for." So from that moment, I knew this was going to turn into a game. And after about 2 weeks of back and forth with the client, not giving any more explanation, I contacted Fiverr customer support. And it's no secret that Fiverr support more often than not side with the buyer and are quite useless when it comes to protecting and helping the seller. But in this situation, they did offer one thing which I was honestly surprised about. They could see where the conversation was going and the fact that no resolution would be met. And of course, they can't automatically mark the order as complete themselves, as I guess that would technically be stealing. So instead, they offered to cancel the order for me, but reimburse me half of the money from their own pocket. So in the end, yes, the client did get a free video. I lost $1,800, but Fiverr came through and paid me half, as they could see that I did exactly as the client instructed in the order. So how can you avoid this if and when you get big orders? Well, Fiverr do offer something called milestones, but these are kind of useless in my opinion, as your base package on your gig must be priced over $100, and only specific category gigs qualify to use this, which are 3D product animation, business plans, producer and composers, desktop applications, and social media marketing. And if you don't fall under any of those categories or don't like dealing with milestones, then I'd suggest adding your own watermark to your project and not relying on Fiverr's. Explain to the client that if he's happy with the order, once he accepts the delivery, you'll send him the project in a Google Drive without the watermark. This is probably the best way to make sure that the client can't use your work until you get paid. Because my $1,800 order, once Fiverr cancelled and his money was safe, was published on his website the next day, meaning he got that whole video for free, hours of my time, and the stress at the end for free. Now, I think a lot of us are guilty of this, especially in the services that I provide anyway. Many clients will send you their requirements, a brief or some massive document of the project that they want completed. And of course, you don't have time to look at this properly because wasting 10 minutes on a client, which once you tell them the price will not be interested, is essentially just wasting your time. So instead, what you do is you quickly skim over the requirements, look at the main parts and give them a price based on that. Only to realize when they've accepted your offer and you're about to start the order, there are important parts in the requirements which you missed. Parts that maybe you can't do, or parts that's going to take considerably more work and you should have charged extra for. But at the end of the day, it was your fault because you didn't look at the requirements properly. And now Fiverr have introduced the fact that even if you cancel the order because you made a mistake and you don't want to do it, the client can still leave you feedback. And you can be sure they're not going to be leaving positive feedback considering that you've just wasted their time. There is a couple of caveats to this new feedback rule though, and that is, if the buyer is a first-time purchaser on Fiverr, they can't leave feedback. And if they're also a seller on Fiverr, they also can't leave feedback on a cancelled order. So just think twice before rushing to send an offer and take your client's money. Now, this is a mistake that I've made recently, and it's because I priced myself far too low and just wasn't motivated to do the job. What happened was a client contacted me and wanted 60 TikTok videos for his niche. So I had to negotiate a bit with him on the pricing, and in the end I offered him a price of $1,200 for all 60 videos, which I needed to script, record, and edit. Overall, he was happy with that, but wanted to start with just 30 videos and wanted it for $600. I explained that the low price was only really for the higher order of 60 videos, but in the end, I gave in and thought $600 is still $600, and creating these videos shouldn't be too hard. But after Fiverr takes their 20% fee, I'd be left with just $15 per video. And remember, I have to script, record, and edit myself. And pretty much what I did was underprice myself so much that I had no motivation to do the job. In fact, the job ended up 4 weeks late. Luckily, the client was super cool and understanding. I delivered the work to the client and he was super happy, but then the next day he contacted me, asking for another 30 videos. And just so you understand, I was so relieved to get this order done, and I promised myself that if he asked to order more, I'd say no. Well, long story short, I let the client place another order for 30 videos because $600 is $600. Will I regret it? Most probably yes. So whatever you do, don't underprice yourself so much that you have no motivation to do the job. Now, there will always be difficult clients. Ones that want a Hollywood production for $5, others that expect a website like Amazon built for them within 2 days, and some which simply have no clue and basically want you to run their business for them. But this is where you've got to decide whether it's worth working with such a client. Now, of course, if they're ready and eager to pay you money, then it can sometimes be hard to say no. But I promise you, there are some clients you just need to let go from the very start. Because after you finally take their money, the project and communication with that client is not going to get any easier. If anything, it's only going to get harder. So now I've learned to just say no. And one of the most common clients I say no to is the ones that want to keep negotiating. If they want to get something for the lowest possible price and then add more and more requirements onto the project, it gets to a point where I just say, sorry, this is not for me, but good luck in finding someone. So as a freelancer, don't feel like you need to try and take every single job that comes your way, because it's only going to stress you out working with these clients. All right, some people already know this and some people don't. You need to be careful about what you write on Fiverr, because Fiverr will flag it and review your messages if they need to, which could get you banned from the platform. Things to watch out for are: 1, don't give any contact details to clients, which will allow them to contact you outside of the platform, unless the order they're going to place requires it. For example, if they need to send you something for the order, even then, I wait for them to place the order and then put the contact details on the order page for that. 2, don't mention, recommend, or acknowledge that any other freelancing platform exists on planet Earth. It will get you kicked off the platform. Fiverr, in their eyes, is the only one. 3, don't take any payments outside of Fiverr. No, you don't take crypto payments, and if the clients don't have PayPal, then tough shit. It's not your problem, and it's not worth losing your account over a few dollars. And 4, and this is mainly for people creating videos. No, you don't offer testimonials, meaning you can't offer fake reviews for people's companies. And there we have it. Those are some of the biggest mistakes that I've made on Fiverr so far, and I think they're pretty much the most common ones. But if you have some, or you've already made some, then drop me a comment below telling me what it is, or what it was that you'd already done, because I'd love to know. And maybe, if you guys enjoyed this video, we'll create a part 2, who knows. Otherwise, have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one.